Hello and welcome. Today I would like to demonstrate our new Approvals add-on for AutoInvoicing. Our Approvals feature uses Pegasus Opera 3, Microsoft Outlook, Teams and SharePoint for quick, easy message delivery as well as full traceability for both the requester and the approver. Using Microsoft Power Automate, we can create workflows for purchase invoice approvals that have been processed through AutoInvoicing. First, let me process a purchase invoice using AutoInvoicing to read the document and create a purchase transaction. So by calling up Opera, I'm going to click within AutoInvoicing on drag and drop. This will launch the AutoInvoicing app. And I'll click on drag and drop and point and click to the invoice I want to process. Now that it's uploading, we can then go back into Opera and call up the AutoInvoice processing form and requery for the transaction. AutoInvoicing has now read the invoice and there is one invoice to download. Here's the Carter's invoice I processed through AutoInvoicing, and if I double click on the transaction, it will launch the PDF as well as the detail that it read from the document. So here with the detail, we've added the assigned to field, and it's here that we can do a lookup and find the person that we want to assign for approval of this document. So here is myself, so I'm going to click on Nash 001 and save that back. Now that I've identified the approver against the transaction, I can mark the item of posting and post to the purchase invoice register. It's now posted to the purchase invoice register, and in the background, AutoInvoicing sends the invoice to our approvals workflow, which routes the document to the recipient via Teams approvals and Outlook email. The approver is set up within the people profiles in system maintenance. And here we can see against my record the email address identifying who the approver is and where the message is to be delivered. Now we can see at the bottom that we have a message to say that we've received, or I have received, a request to approve an invoice. The approver, once notified of the approval request, can view the document, add comments, and either approve, reject, or reassign using either Teams or Outlook. So, opening up my Outlook, I can see I have received an email notifying me that the invoice requires my attention. I can also see the invoice attachment and view the PDF. We can also see the notification via Teams, and for this I'm going to view the message on my mobile. Here you can see my mobile screen and it telling me that I have an approval request from Power Automate. So now within Teams I can launch the application and it will show me the request I have for the invoice that I haven't yet approved. So by clicking on it, I can see the detail behind this request, and we can see here that who it's been requested by, and it's pending, and it's to myself. I can add comments, approve, reject, and reassign. Here I'm going to add comments. And approve. Now it's been approved, and I've also received notification that the final status has been approved on my desktop. Once approved, the workflow updates the document within SharePoint and informs the requester and the approver the new status of approved. On my site, I can see the invoice entry and that the status is now approved. Here we can see the transaction, the approver, and the status that is now approved. And if I scroll across, we can see the comments as well as the requester, and further across that it's been updated to Pegasus. To see that, if I come back into Opera and launch Financials and the Purchase Invoice Register, by calling up Carter's, I should be able to see on this transaction the assigned to being myself and the authorized being myself. So that now the invoice is fully authorized, I am able to post it from the Purchase Invoice Register to the Purchase Ledger to be included in a payment run. We can also track for the requester the status of these documents that need approving and their current status within the system. So that if I take a look at the purchasing departments, Teams, and Outlook, we can see that that invoice has been approved, as well as who approved it and when. I can also see in Mail on the Outlook account for the purchasing department that this document was approved. Auto-invoicing with approvals provides comprehensive automation from every angle, allowing for a full 360 degrees of efficiency in processing and managing purchase invoices. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.